I think we can all relate to getting to a certain age in our life where all you're going to hear is, oh, when are you going to settle down? Or it's time to start looking like, are you ready to settle down? And the thing is, not everybody is meant to settle down because then, if not, we'd all be clones of each other, right? And for those who are wondering, because I think the term settle down, we all may have a different perspective or outlook on it. But generally, I'm talking, people, I think they imagine white picket fence, you bought your property, you got married, you have your cars, your kids, you're starting a family. If everybody really was meant to do those things, like parenthood, I don't think we would see so many kids, for one, who are orphans or who were put into foster care, dealing with drug addicted parents, dealing with abuse and all types of awful traumatizing things at such a young age, carrying so much trauma, into their adulthood and pretty much for their entire lives. So I think, even career wise, I think we think of stability, like find a job, find a career, stay in that forever until you retire, build a retirement plan, and everything. There's this pressure almost, of people wanting to push this agenda for everybody, almost wanting to wipe out people's individual almost wanting to wipe out people's individuality, which I think is crazy. For some people, for instance, who are not meant to have kids and they've known from a young age that they were not meant to have kids. For example, me, when I was really young, kids, even a partner, all that stuff, it was never in my mind. When I was really young, the thing that's always been very important to me and that, I grew to love, has been writing, and writing is still very present in my life. It's the thing that I consider to be a really big part of me. It's honestly a way of life. I don't even consider it to be like a hobby or passion, as people call it. It's literally my way of life, you know? Even if I'm not doing it every day, it's a part of me. It's a part of how I express myself and how I express my creativity and all parts of me as an individual. So at some point, though, you start hearing people, adults, even when you're really young, who start saying, like, yeah, when you get older and have your family, like, you're probably going to do this or you're going to do that. You'll experience this and you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's something, our parents do, other adults, like our teachers do, just older people, they tend to start conditioning us at such a young age rather than let us form our own ideas of what we want to do or form our own vision for the future. And we're not really allowed to, like, we're not really allowed nurturing, in a sense, into being our own individual with our own opinion and idea of our ideal life path, which I think is so detrimental. And we have a lot of people trying to copy what their parents did or what their great grandparents did. And it's like, do you see it working? No, it's not working. So why are we still doing this? Why are people, so out of touch with what they want? I've noticed you'll see people who will reach like their middle age, like 50s, 60s, even older, who either they've just started taking the steps to discover who they really are at their core and what they like after their kids have gone to college and started families, that person finds himself trying to reel it in and figure out, like, who am I at my core? What do I like? What do I want to do? And some people never figure it out. They did everything the right way that society said it was right, and then they end up dying without ever having known what they really wanted, because they had all of those things but still felt this sense of lack of identity and this emptiness. And I just find it really sad, which is why I'm really grateful, when I see people around me who are young, who seem to have figured out who they are and what's important to them. And I'm also really grateful that I'm one of those people who stick to my guns, in a sense. Like, I know what I would want and what I value more than other things. For instance, I value freedom way more than settling down, as people call it, attaching my identity to being a wife or a mother. That's not important to me. I value freedom more than anything. I always want to be known as who I am, as Magdalena. That's who I am. I don't want to be known as anything else. I'd want to be known as a writer, but I think it all just comes down to, what do you value? What do you want? Some people are like, I want to be a father. I want to be a mother. I want to be a doctor. Like, you need to know what you want and don't let society dictate what is right and what is wrong, what is selfish and what is selfless. Like, who cares what other people think? Because they're not going to be living a day in your shoes. They're not going to be the ones um, living in that identity and waking up every day looking in the mirror. You know what I mean? If you know something's going to make you miserable, why go after it? Why cage yourself into a box just to fit in? What is even considered normal? Who decided what normal is? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions, I feel like. And I think maybe some people are afraid to start asking questions because it would kind of prove that everything that they've ever known was wrong. And then they don't really want to pick up the pieces and have to figure things out from there. But if you're not afraid and you are aware that you only live one life, then I think it's really worth it to start deconstructing everything that you've known and everything that has been attached to your identity from like peer pressure and family and even religion, and start trying to just find out who are you at your core without anything attached to you. Just you, your own thoughts, your own needs, like really tap into your heart. And I think meditation helps, going back into your childhood before you were carrying other people's opinions and thoughts, like go way, way, way back to when you were a blank slate, and then try to work your way up from there. It's not easy, but it's very, very possible. And yeah, that's my conclusion. I just think whatever some people see as stability or settling down looks different for everyone else, but I just will say not everybody is meant to settle down. Some people are meant to do other things and be other things without having to follow a certain path. And life is also not a straight path. You don't have to sit down and decide to do one thing for the rest of your life. You are always free to choose and change your mind as much as you want. You are free to explore because life is not linear. It weaves, and there's going to be a lot of bumps, but it's all worth it. And you can't make any wrong choices, because wherever you were meant to be led, that path will find you regardless. No one can sabotage it. You can't sabotage it. You will end up exactly where you were supposed to end up, whatever that means, because everybody's story is different. So stop comparing yourself to other people. It's such a waste of time, genuinely, and figure out what you want. It's never too late to start. So figure that out. Figure out what you want, where you want to be, what feels good for you, and please make the best effort that you can to get yourself on that path while trusting, like the universe or a higher power. But don't limit yourself in a way where in a way that other people already do it, like don't carry other people's doubts about your potential. When it's in your heart, it's in there for a reason. So listen to that more than anything and use it as your compass as much as you can. Like, really center yourself to your heart. People call it self-centered. Center yourself, please. Focus on yourself and center yourself as much as you can. And then I find that it just makes it easier for you to navigate life when you know yourself at your core, genuinely, because nobody else is going to take the time to learn you for you. So you have to learn you for you, because people will project all kinds of ideas onto you, or who they think you are is never who you really are, because people project their own opinions from their own experiences onto you rather than looking at you for you. People cannot see your heart the way that you can see and learn your own heart. So, like, really, when I say focus on yourself, people may call it selfish, but the best and longest relationship that you're ever going to have, like the most important one, is with you, because you're going to die with yourself. So that is my advice. That is my little epiphany or thought lately. It's not everyone is meant to settle. I've always known this, but not everyone is meant for the lifestyle that's been pushed for so long. And I'm glad that people are really just doing things out of the ordinary. So good luck, and screw everybody's opinion. Do your own thing. Do your own thing and screw everybody's opinion. You got this.